25.
With your updated forecast, I'm Staff Meteorologist Paul Trombley from the Weatherology Weather Center. Slight chance of thunderstorms today, otherwise mainly clear skies. High of 84, northwest winds around 5 miles per hour. Chance of thunderstorms tonight, lows level off around 57, clear skies. Daytime highs approaching 88 tomorrow. Ample sunshine expected. Lots of sunshine and dry. Wednesday and Thursday, mid-90s. Wednesday, upper 90s by Thursday. A peek at the extended shows, 97 Friday, 97 Saturday, and 98 on Sunday. Another look at the short range. We should top out at 84 today. Lows level off around 57 tonight. High of 88 tomorrow. Get up to the minute weather updates from the Weatherology Weather Center. I'm Staff Meteorologist Paul Trombley on this NWKS radio station. Right now, 63.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
A gain cent bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
You just can't have summer without the Christmas and July sale happening now at Viero. Switch to Viero today and you'll get the latest, greatest smartphones from Apple and Samsung on us. That includes the iPhone 15 and the Galaxy S24, all on us. You'll also get free activation and a free charging block when you sign up. Don't wait. Shop the Christmas and July sale today at your local Viero store or online at Viero.com. Qualifying trade-in, ASP, and new or renewed line of select unlimited plans required. See store for additional restrictions.
Your livelihood is important to you. You work hard to succeed in your farming operation, crop, livestock, home, vehicles, and special needs. We have you covered. Discounts are available for new business, remodeling, hail-resistive roofing, multi-policy, and many more. Optional coverage endorsements as well for machinery ingestion and equipment breakdown. Umbrella coverage for additional coverage on your home, farm, and auto. See the girls at the insurance agency at 1020 Main in Goodland or call 785-899-5011.
It's time for the Logan County Fair, and the Farmers State Bank of Oakley is proud to be involved in many of the events. Look for us clerking the 4-H food and livestock auctions, operating a ride at the Home-Owned Carnival, and participating in the parade. Remember to support our local 4-H members by viewing their projects at the fairgrounds, and be sure to arrive early at the carnival each night to take advantage of discounted wristbands sponsored by the Farmers State Bank of Oakley, a tradition of community since 1907. Member FDIC.
Midwest Energy is a cooperative, and capital credits are your share of the cooperative's net margins, or the money left over after expenses are paid. Capital credit checks are being mailed to customers in late July. If you receive a capital credit check this year, those are your share of margins earned in 2004. Check your July or August Midwest Energy bill for your annual capital credit statement. Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative, making energy work for you.
At Next Tech Wireless, you are in the driver's seat. With all the latest devices, the choice is yours. You pick between 18, 24, or 36-month terms and get your device on us. Next Tech Wireless, home on the range.
Keep your ride running at peak performance by scheduling an appointment with the Daves at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Hurl's has a full-service service department where they'll work on all makes and models, not just GM. They do tire repair and replacement. They'll make sure your AC is running at its best for these hot summer months. Plus, customers who bought a used vehicle from Hurl's get a lifetime warranty and reduced oil change prices. So get your appointment scheduled today by calling 785-890-0000. That's 890-0000 and ask for Dave. You're sure to get one of them.
Rise and shine. It's butt whipping time.
It's
time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
That broadcast school has really paid off.
And Christian Peck-Dimit.
Do you want to keep this job? Shut up, listen, learn.
The region's only local sports talk show, discussing it all from the preps to the pros.
What time is it? Game time!
Simulcasting on AM 730 Fox Sports Tri-State, streaming online at nwksradio.net and the Rockingham app.
They are everywhere.
The Blitz is presented by the Insurance Agency, the Farmers State Bank in Oakley, the Cowboy Corner Express, and Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
Just about a stress-free championship major Sunday that you will ever see. Xander Schauffele in at 9 under, 65.
2-1. This one's deep. Going back Conforto onto the warning track, and it's out of here. Touch 'em all time. Brendan Rodgers. Rocky's first hit of the afternoon is a touch 'em all time. And the Rockies cut the deficit to 1. It's 3-2.
First season as a Royal, a first-time All-Star. Delivers a complete game. And it polishes off a sweep.
You go, we go, Lugo. Congratulations to CG. Put that on your mantle. Save that baseball.
Hey, good happy Monday morning, everybody. Glad that you are with us here on the Morning Blitz on Goodland's Rocket 102.5, AM 730, Fox Sports Tri-State, and also on the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream, no matter which way you are listening or watching. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Monday, July the 22nd, after a beautiful weekend of weather with some pretty nice temperatures all the way around. Going to experience a little bit of more of that here today, with temperatures expected to be in around the low 80s. It was an exciting weekend for Christian Peck-Dimit. He spent time in the capital city and had to have had a great time. I don't know anybody who goes there that doesn't, so he had to have had a great time. He looks a little bit tired. If you're not on the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream, looks like he didn't. Looks like he was up every night till 3 o'clock playing college football 25, but he is here nonetheless. Is that coffee or water this morning?
It's always water. I think what happens
you
is
said some days it's coffee if you really need that pick-me-up. So that's the question.
I said someday it may be coffee if it ever gets real bad. But no, I think we suffer from the effects from the rest of the office, which is that for whatever reason the KXXX studio, whether it was Joel before or now Caitlin in there, loves having the lights off. So it always looks like I've got all kinds of shadows on the eyes over here.
So you're telling me Joel has affected Caitlin that, now you need to do it in the morning in the dark?
She's working in the pitch black with just the
I don't get how people
on.
Can do that. How can you do that in the complete pitch black dark when you're supposed to be getting up in the morning? It's like, well, I'm here.
Are you awake?
What time does Caitlin even start? Does she start at 7 Central?
I believe 7, yeah.
I think it's 7 Central. I remember back in my day, when I was doing that, when I was there, we had to be there at 5:45.
Ross, you say that type of stuff all the time.
And now they're letting people off easy, because now they're doing it at 7. We were there at 5:45, so we could be on the air at 6. Pansies over there. Pansies on KXXX. Let me tell you, pansies.
You see, Ross, how he changed his voice there to
my
do
old
man voice, as if he doesn't already give you the gotta throw your back into the basket, come on now, use the glass.
One of my favorite lines from this show has been, give me my cane, I'll show you how to play this game.
But no, I think the shadows back there always make it look, especially on a Monday, like I'm a little more tired than I am. But that was my first time in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I have to say I'm not gonna let Ross's head get any bigger than it already is about the old state to the north up there, but it was really nice. I have to agree.
Did you do anything that I told you to do?
Oh shoot, what did you tell me to do?
Apparently not.
I would say no then.
What did he tell me to do? Well, that would be a no.
I didn't go to Runza. I know that was on the list.
Valentino's Pizza?
No. We got, oh man, I'm choking here. We went to a great place for lunch on Saturday, and I could not tell you what it is.
Oh my gosh, you're just leaving me hanging. You can't remember anything.
No,
Did you go to any adult beverage places that
we did.
serve
We went to some bars on Friday night, some adult beverage
in the rail yard?
And on O Street.
Okay.
And
Old
that's where
school?
I sent Mr. Volkmer a picture of the stadium from the roof of one of said establishments.
What was the establishment?
I can't.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God,
I don't
you
know
don't
any of the
know
names.
anything.
Why would I know the names of
Do
these
you remember
bars?
anything from this trip?
I remember that the friend that I was visiting who lives in Lincoln is played very jacked, we'll say.
What is your friend's name?
Ramsey, like the Egyptian god.
This is a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ramsey, can you call the Hoover Lumber-Ace Hardware hotline, 785-899-2222? We got to hear. We got to know where you went because this is bogus that he don't know anything.
It is. I can text him during the break, but he is very in shape, and I think briefly played some. Actually, I know briefly played some Hillsdale College football, and we went to the gym on Saturday, and golly, I haven't moved my arms since he put me through it in the workout, so that was fun. But
this guy goes to see a friend, and in the process, can't remember what kind of fun he had, but does remember that they went to the gym.
It was great. Chest day, you gotta remember.
I work hard on Monday through Friday so that Saturday and Sunday I don't have to do anything. Although this past weekend, that was an absolute fail.
Was it?
Because
what did we do on Saturday then?
Saturday and Sunday. So on our back, so this is the thing, and you probably don't understand this because you're not a homeowner. I don't know if you ever will be. You're one of those. But if you're ever a homeowner,
What's that?
Are you ever? Do you ever want to be a homeowner?
Of course.
There's people your age that don't want to be homeowners. They just
there are people my age that have realized that the economy left us by older generations makes it all but impossible to become a homeowner.
Oh, that might be true. But anyway, so we're working. So we have a little back patio that we worked on when we first bought the house. We painted this patio because it was lime green. A pea lime green was the patio color. I kid you not. Why it was that, I don't know, but it was. And anyway, but after now 7, 8 years of it being there, that green paint that we paint over the top is starting to peel off, causing our paint to peel off. And now we were trying to chip away that, and we thought, my initial thought was, I'll just chip away some of the bad spots, and then I'll paint the rest and fix it. And that just turned into a whole lot of headaches out of the weekend. So yeah, that was not a fun weekend, but that was my weekend for the most part. I did get a nap in on Sunday, so I will say that was probably a nice little feather in the cap there. But overall, it was my first weekend home. I was thinking this is the first normal weekend into a Monday I've had in maybe since June. So, but the weekend certainly was not very relaxing as much as I would like it to be. But that's all right. We're here. It's a Monday, and we have sports to get to here on the Morning Blitz because that's what we talk about here. From 7 to 8 Mountain, 8 to 9 Central on the Morning Blitz, we talk about sports. And on Monday, we like to get things going, of course, with the weekend winners as well as losers.
There are two kinds of people in this world.
There's winners and there's losers.
Which ones were which this past weekend?
I want winners.
Loser! You're a loser!
It's the weekend's winners and losers on the Morning Blitz.
Want to be a winner, be a winner.
As always, you're welcome to text in on the FB Bank text line, 785-899-2222 with your weekend winners at this point in time and losers later on in the show. You can also hit us up on YouTube and Facebook with our chats there if you'd like to get us your weekend winners and losers. We'll get those on the air and discuss those. But Christian, who is your winner of the weekend besides the great city of Lincoln, Nebraska?
That is a winner, certainly of the weekend, but Christian because he hit a new bench PR. But we're not sure where to go. 265.
Whoa!
We're not sure. Thank you. We're not sure where to go with our weekend winner because I've got one loser. We're staying extra positive this Monday. We got a whole bunch of little different winners, and I'm not sure where to start. But I think I'm going to start over on the football field because as we well know, there hasn't been a whole lot of gridiron news over the last few months. We're sort of still in that off season for football, but not for much longer. The start of NFL training camp is here, and I think because of that, football fans, and because of another reason as well, are winners of the weekend. Opening day of training camp for the Kansas City Chiefs was yesterday. Across the league, teams are sort of getting their training camp started. Why the Chiefs started on a Sunday, I really couldn't tell you. But most teams, it's sort of up to them, and they end up getting started this weekend. A lot of them start today, tomorrow, Wednesday. But NFL football is back, kind of. The biggest story really from the Chiefs' single day of practice that we've seen so far was a little over an hour of the full team practice, which obviously they don't really get to do throughout most of the offseason. They have all these positional camps and rookie mini camps and this, that, and the other thing, but this is the first time the whole team has been together. And the biggest story I can find from basically every news outlet is that Xavier Worthy connection. The second he was drafted out of Texas, fans immediately thought, started salivating at what his speed could do with this offense, especially after last year where they had so much postseason success without really a true deep threat for a lot of that year. And indeed, the speed was impressive. He took a ton of first-team reps, makes you think he may be a starter as soon as day one. And even as a rookie, he looked great. That connection with Mahomes was there. I read a stat looking through this that last year Mahomes attempted 60 passes that where the ball traveled 20 yards or more. Of course, already that's a red flag. Of course, we know that that's not a lot over the course of a season period, but certainly for Mahomes and for an offense that outside of last year, we were used to such big game-breaking long ball plays. Really didn't get much of that. And then on top of that, of the 60 attempted passes where the ball traveled at least 20 yards, 17 of them were completed. That is not a great percentage, of course. And I think that Xavier Worthy doesn't magically snap his fingers and fix your problems, but golly, does he give this offense a great new wrinkle, and that amount of nuance, in addition to everything else this O has going for it, has to make Chiefs fans feel good. That's reason number one why football fans are winners of this weekend. NFL training camp signals the start of just over the horizon football sort of peeking through the clouds. We still have whatever it is, 6 weeks more until we really hit true regular season football, but it's starting to come just over the horizon and into the eyesight. Reason number two, the biggest story of this weekend, maybe period, outside of like Biden dropping out, was College Football 25 has officially been released. That was on Friday. I know Ross got on his horse early. He bought the early release version, but football fans, young and old, are seeming to love this because all the young kids really didn't get to experience a game like that for the last decade or so. And then we've got people like Ross who just miss it because that was the game back in the day. Have we already rebuilt Nebraska? Are we in the process right now, Ross?
No, I have not. And this is going to probably make me sound stupid, but I'm not a huge dynasty guy. It's not really my thing. I'm actually more of just exhibition type play, select two teams and play. I know that sounds dumb and stupid, but that's what I like to do. And I need to probably I've done dynasty before, but I'm more about the game, as in the play of the game, than the whole behind the scenes, the recruiting, the transfer portal, all that stuff that now exists in 25, which is fine. Which I'm not saying I won't get into it, but once again, it's you can lose yourself in dynasty mode. Like you can be on there for hours and get a little bit done. And And, in my life nowadays where, once again, I'm going to go back to the 3 kids, the wife, and now house and stuff like that. You just don't have that kind of time for that kind of stuff. So, if I can get in a game,
put in a little bit of work
if I
over the
can get
course
in,
of.
if I can get in a little bit of exhibition play, maybe 2-3 times a week at most, I would be pretty happy about that. I would. So, and I've played one game. I did have Nebraska beating UTEP, which is what the season opener is supposed to be, hopefully. So, like I said, and it was really rough. It was not pretty. It was rough, but I did it. And yes, a win is a win. So it was definitely
like Nebraska football.
I do like the fact that you can run the football. I do like that. I like the fact when you, they've talked about how, they've revamped the running game engine, and you really can run the ball. And I like that because I'm a run the ball guy. So I like that. It plays to my strengths.
I'm actually right with you there. Obviously, I was in Lincoln for most of the weekend, but got to play it a little bit yesterday afternoon. And that was a big complaint. I haven't played Madden in maybe 2 or 3 years now, at least. But that was the big thing, was it's just all passing game, and you can't really run the ball. But I think college football, to a certain extent, it's made by the same people. You can only really do so much with a football game that's produced by the same company to make it different than Madden in terms of actual gameplay. But I do think they did a good job of that, and you're missing out on all the great things that make it different from Madden, all the dynasty modes and stuff like that. You don't want to see Nebraska win a championship under the tututelage of Coach Volkmer.
I've done it before. I did it with East Carolina. I've done it with some other rando schools. Here's the thing. I hope to be able to get back into it. I really do. I really hope to. But it's been 10 plus years, and a lot has changed in the last decade in Ross Volkmer's life. So we'll see. I hope to, but a lot has changed, my friend.
Important question. Did you buy a console just for this game, or did we have one already?
Already have.
Okay, good.
Didn't have to
All
do
right.
that. Already
Just making sure.
No.
You're
Did not
winner of
do
the
that.
weekend.
Did you buy a console?
No, I've had one.
Okay. Are you an Xbox or PS5 guy?
Xbox.
Nice. Okay.
What about you? What about Mr. Volkmer?
I have an Xbox at this point in time.
There you go.
So that's what I have. We got to get together and play. That's what we need to do. We need to get together and play. That's what needs to
A
happen.
live streamed morning blitz college football 25 showdown.
Everybody will tune in for that, just like they tune in for this show. Let me tell you, it will be.
Hey, I've been getting comments asking for a golf matchup, but I think we both know exactly how that would go.
Well, I don't want to brag on that. We will see, maybe. Anyway, let's move along here. Weekend winners on this Monday morning. My winners of the weekend, first one is American Golf is a winner of the weekend. Xander Schauffele captured the Open Championship this past weekend at Royal Troon Golf Course there in Scotland. And that's his second major this year. He won the PGA Championship and now has won a Claret Jug. And it's cool to see for him because he didn't have a major going into this season, and he's won 2 in a row. And it just kind of proves, I think, this year, and it continues to prove the fact that I don't think there's really a true dominator in golf. Even Scotty Scheffler had some issues this week, and especially putting. You could tell he really had a bad day. And to see the leaderboard change throughout the weekend was fascinating. I mean, remember, it was Dan Brown who led at the end. He was the 272nd player that led. And then it was Shane Lowry who looked really good after day 2. And then Lowry had a horrible +6 day on day 2, which led to Billy Horschel leading it in day 3. And then and Horschel had a bad day 4, and that resulted in Schauffele winning himself a Claret Jug. And so very exciting for and the reason why I say American Golf is the winner of the weekend is because the stat of the day is, for the first time since 1982, the United States sweeps the 4 major titles. So you had Scotty win the green jacket, followed by the PGA Championship with Schauffele. Bryson DeChambeau takes home the Open Championship, and Schauffele back again gets it done with the Claret Jug and the Open Championship. And so 4 majors, all won by Americans for the first time since 1982, which seems rather impressive. That's a long, long time ago. I mean, that was, 7 years before I was even born. And I'm kind of surprised, too, that it was that long ago, I guess is the best way to put it. I was surprised it was that long ago. But anyway, moving on. I have some other interesting stats here. I was trying to find this. See, do I have that stat? I may not have that one after all. But he was Schauffele joins an iconic list of golfers who have finished top 10 in all 4 majors and won 2 of them. That includes a list of these guys: Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, Tom Watson, Tiger Woods, and Jordan Spieth are those that's a stat from The Athletic. So, like I said, a great weekend for Xander Schauffele and a great weekend for American golf, my first winner of the weekend.
And he's the first player to win multiple majors in the same season since Brooks Koepka in 2018. So 6 full years, 21st different player to win 2 majors in the same season, period. Obviously, Ross mentioned that he's on a much tighter, more exclusive list of also finishing top 10 in every single major. And he's, I believe, now up to second in the world golf rankings, not just behind. There's a fair there's a fair split there between him and Scotty at number 2. Scotty at number 1, him at number 2, but he's not exactly far behind there at number 2. Rory number 3, Ludwig Oberg number 4, who just keeps playing with my money. But that's pretty darn impressive for Schauffele. And yeah, what a weekend. It's still wild to me that he had no majors at all coming into this year.
Yeah, another quick stat for you. Schauffele, first golfer in Masters era to have multiple final rounds of 65 or better in majors in the same year. I mean, he's playing really good golf.
Had a bogey-free Sunday, I think.
Yeah, he was great. He was phenomenal. I mean, 9 under par is what he finished, which he was 6 under 65 on Sunday and finished 9 under 72 with 275. That was 2 strokes ahead of Justin Rose, who continues to be kind of finishing runner-up all the time, and Billy Horschel, who made a little charge late after struggling in the middle. But yeah, it's like I said, that's why I always talk about how I would never touch any golf betting with anything. I wouldn't even touch it, because who knows who's going to show up and be really, really good. You just don't know. There's so many golfers that are capable of it. It just depends on if they're going to step up and play the way that they can, or if other golfers are going to fall back like, Scotty Scheffler did a little bit here this past weekend. Just a little bit.
You're right.
Scotty still played well.
He could not get off the tee on Sunday, certainly. But
yeah.
No,
he duffed it. I think it was 18. Was that him who duffed it off 18?
It was either 17 or 18. Yeah.
Oh, it had to be 18. Duffed it off of 18. I mean, completely duffed it and put it, didn't even make the fairway.
Didn't get past the red tees.
Looked like Peck-Dimit off the tee right there. That 265 bench press was paying off big time.
I can't use the driver. It doesn't make any sense. I just can't get out of a tee box. That's its own thing. But we're going to run through a couple other quick winners. Rhett Ehring, our local cowboy.
Eyrig.
Man, I was way off.
Yes, Rhett Eyrig, baby.
Yeah, he is now joining Mr. Volkmer here. Northwest Missouri State, of course, a long history of great Division II athletic success. I think that was yesterday that he announced he's committing over there. So congratulations to you.
Welcome to the family, Rhett. Glad you're a part of the Northwest Missouri State Bearcat family. Great football program. I know it hasn't been as dominant in recent years as it was before my time and around my time, but still a great football program with a great commitment to athletics and a great university there as well. And for Rhett, I know this was, I think it was hard. I'm not speaking for Rhett. This is just my view of it. I think it was difficult for Rhett, who I think, they knew when he's played as a freshman that he was probably going to be pretty good. He was physical. He liked to play football. He was one of those guys like, this guy likes football, and he's got the body size to do it. And I'm guessing it was probably a little bit frustrating that, he was really playing well. He was doing pretty well, but he wasn't getting recruited, even though he was trying. And then to see Lincoln Cure blow up, I'm sure that was maybe a little bit frustrating. I'm not saying this is just my perspective. Probably a little bit frustrated that, man, this kid blew up and I'm not getting any sort of offers. And now Rhett able to get a Division II offer, which I think is great. This is a fantastic fit for him. It's a fantastic fit. he can go there, he can develop a little bit more, and he can be a really key player for Northwest Missouri State going forward. I like this. And they have been a great developer of players as far back as I can remember. So this is a great win for Northwest Missouri State and for Red Iron. Really cool. Congratulations, Red. Very, very, very happy for you.
Ross, you got any other winners of the weekend?
I do. I've got a couple more. First, I want to give just a quick tip of the cap to the Royals and the Rockies. They, by the way, they each won their respective series to open up the second part of the Major League Baseball season. The Rockies take 2 out of 3 from the Giants. They could not complete the sweep, but took 2 out of 3 against the Giants, which was a nice series win for them in the division. Todd Helton was finally put into the Hall of Fame yesterday. His speech was on the big board 30 minutes prior to the game. So it was a great day for Rockies despite the loss yesterday. But they get 2 wins against the Giants. And the Royals, they sweep the White Sox, who, by the way, are really bad. I mean, they have 27 wins this season, but they sweep the White Sox.
Stink at baseball.
They still stink. Just because they took a break during All-Star break does not mean they got any better. They still stink. But the Royals did not let them get a game on them. They sweep that, including a phenomenal performance from Seth Lugo, who threw his first ever complete game in a 4-1 win yesterday. Lugo retired 14 batters in a row after giving up a leadoff hit by Tommy Pham. And then he just retired 14 in a row. He was dominant yesterday. Bobby Witt Jr., that concern about him not hitting the baseball after the home run derby, not a problem. I think he had 3 hits in every single game this weekend. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. In Major League Baseball, a man that gets 3 hits in every single game of a series. That's nuts. You don't see that. That was really great. And I tell you, so the Royals with a sweep of the White Sox, they're feeling very good. Let's see, it was their 6th series sweep this season. They're plus 10. I think they're 55-45 on the year. They're sitting pretty, and they have a really interesting and intriguing series that I won't get to watch, unfortunately, because it's in Kansas City, and because the Royals are playing. But the Diamondbacks come to town here starting tonight and for the next 3 games. And the Diamondbacks have, I think they are, 9-2-3 in their last how many series that is. I think it's like 15 series. They've only lost 2 series in their last 15 series. They've had 3 splits, but they've won 9 series, including a win of a series over the Cubs this past weekend. So a very interesting series where both teams are in the hunt for the postseason. Both team needs wins to solidify their spots in the wild card race. And so I think a very intriguing series coming up starting tonight at 7:10 Central Time on AM 790 KXXX between the Diamondbacks and the Royals. Very intriguing series.
I'm right with you there. We've talked about getting if you can get through the Diamondbacks, there's 2 or 3 series after this for KC that look pretty good on paper, including another series against the White Sox, who of course stink at baseball. But Seth Lugo had to be a winner of the weekend for me, especially in the modern day game. So hard to not just make it through 9 innings, but for you to be let through 9 innings, for them to allow you to even pitch like that. And just 103 pitches to get through all 9 is crazy. He picks up his 12th win of the year. I mean, if Tyreek Skubal wouldn't be having the year that he is up for a terrible Detroit team, you have to think that Seth's name would be thrown around for that AL Cy Young. 3 hits, just 1 run, only 6 Ks for making it through 9, but golly, what a great game for Seth. And I think a deserving winner of this weekend. And as Ross mentioned, helped complete that series sweep over Chicago.
Yeah, there you go. Winners of the weekend, both the Royals and the Rockies. Mentioned the Diamondbacks and, of course, Diamondbacks and Royals. Then the Rockies, let's see, what do they have? I have that written down here. Red Sox. They are taking on the Red Sox for 3 games, starting at 6:40 Mountain Time tonight. So there you go. And that's another team that's really playing well is the Red Sox. We'll see if the Rockies can keep this momentum up against a solid Red Sox team. All right, we'll get to a break. When we come back, weekend losers to get to next. It's a fun Monday morning here on the Morning Blitz.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Granger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Bianna's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time now for news from the world of agriculture on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
For the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network, I'm Caitlin Walters. Imagine detecting pests in your crops by simply listening to them eat. This groundbreaking concept has become a reality with the introduction of the insect eavesdropper. Emily Bick, an entomology professor at the University of Wisconsin and co-founder of the Insect Eavesdropper, has more.
It's basically a guitar mic that we clipped onto a plant which had an insect feeding on it. We thought of the idea through a trip actually to a sugarcane plantation in Indonesia. I was working with all of these population models trying to predict when pests show up just based off of the temperature. And the farmers I was working with out there said, we don't care when the adults show up. We really want to know, are the larvae in the stalk? And we thought we can actually use the plant stem as a way to amplify the sound and actually hear or eavesdrop on insects as they're directly feeding on the crops. Now, to figure out if you have corn rootworm in your field, you have to dig the plant, right? Especially the larval stage, which is doing the vast majority of the damage. You dig the plant, you either put it in a bucket, you put it in a malaise trap, you wait till the larva kind of hatches out, dries out, and then you can start to count it, and you can actually tell what that damage is. But this type of sensor allows for that direct detection. So without having to bring your machete or butcher's knife to a cornfield, you could just simply listen. Another way forward is it turns out, at least for European corn borer and for northern corn rootworm, which is the two insects we tested this on, we actually figured out that you only need to clip the mic on for about 40 seconds to be 95% confident that you have an insect if it's there. And the big caveat is during the time of day that the insect is feeding. They feed at certain times of day. It's about 4 hours a day. So if you clip it on during that time of day and you wait 40 seconds, you'll know really easily, do you have that insect? Do you not have that insect?
That was Emily Bick, entomology professor at the University of Wisconsin. You can find more information at insecteavesdropper.com. For the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network, I'm Caitlin Walters. Introducing Certain Herbicide, the latest corn innovation from BASF. It brings powerful PPO residual chemistry into a pre through early post application thanks to novel solid encapsulation technology. Apply from pre-plant to V3 and get up to 8 weeks of residual control or suppression of 79 broadleaf and grass weed species. Don't chase weeds all through the season. Attack them before they emerge with Certain Herbicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
Water hemp, Palmer amaranth, and giant ragweed. Left undisturbed, they will become the most dangerous foes to corn plants. But in the early season, these weeds are at their weakest. Now is the time. A predator lurks. Certain Herbicide attacks, unleashing full residual power before weeds have a chance to emerge. Pre or early post application, they are hopeless against such effective chemistry. Certain Herbicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
The Logan County Fair in Oakley runs July 22nd through the 27th. There'll be a lot of activities through the week, like 5 nights of the Home-Owned Carnival, beer tasting, and a concert the 26th. And then Saturday night, the 27th, over $15,000 in prize money given away at the Great Close Memorial Demolition Derby, including a lot of Mad Dog money. Jason Booker is going to be paying entry fee for the first 25 veterans and first 25 responders. The Logan County Fair in Oakley, July 22nd through the 27th. Come on, be there at the fair.
Hi, this is Stephanie Dole with F&B Bank. At F&B, we offer many different types of deposits accounts to help you achieve your financial goals. Whether it be personal checking or savings, business checking account, or a variety of CD options, we're here to help. Stop by our bank directly east at the post office in Goodland or call 785-890-2000 to begin working with me or another F&B Bank team member. F&B Bank, member FDIC.
You're tuned in to the Morning Blitz.
All they do is sit around and talk.
On 102.5 You Rock and the Rocking M app.
I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission.
Once again, 83 degrees expected to be the high today. Mostly sunny. Might be some chances for some precipitation. There was some this weekend on Saturday, which was kind of nice, and some Friday in some spots. So a little bit of these rare July rains are kind of weird, but
we already got some this morning, actually.
You got some rain this morning there in the Sinkhole?
It should be, as far as I know, done, though it will be cloudy for the next couple hours, so it may be damp for a while. But yeah, up until actually right when I was basically getting to my car, the rain was just about stopping then. But yeah, we had, I don't know exactly how much. I can try and find out here, but did have a little bit of rain this morning.
Good deal. Yeah, like I said, I think combined Friday night and Saturday afternoon, at least at my house, we had about probably 60 points. So
the Gap got hit last night, or this
weekend. The Gap did get hit, so I'll take it. I'll take that free water anytime I can get it. Take that free water. We continue on the Morning Blitz. We're talking weekend winners, and now on to the losers. Weekend losers. I've got one big one. What do you have, Christian?
I've got one big one too. Let's hear yours first. Actually,
I wonder if it's the same. I'm actually going to say my big loser of the weekend is Team USA basketball.
Oh,
it's my big loser of the weekend.
They were an honorable mention loser.
My big winner is Team USA basketball, and I'll tell you why it's Team USA basketball and not just because first and foremost, the Team USA women lost the WNBA All-Stars in the All-Star game, which was fine. Which I'm not saying that's a terrible thing, but it was a loss nonetheless to the WNBA All-Stars. So Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese took down, and the rest of their crew took down Team USA. Arike Gumbawale had a huge game. So they had big games, and anyway, the women end up losing there. And then the men were the real stinkers of the weekend because they just about lost. They didn't, but they just about lost to a country that is pretty much brand new in South Sudan.
Country that is actively in a civil war.
And it's their first it's their first year ever being ever being like their own Olympic team, South Sudan. And they just about lost to them a few days ago. And so Team USA basketball, not a great weekend, with one loss to an all-star team and another loss to a team that country, almost a loss to a country that hasn't even been around for that long, and the most powerful country in the world, and where the game was born, just about lost it to South Sudan, which would have been a really bad black eye for Team USA basketball. Really bad. And I'll tell you what, there were a lot of opportunities in the last couple of seconds for that ball to get tipped in and to lose it at the buzzer too.
That's the thing, is there are so many these days. They don't have the all-stars and the all-NBA caliber dudes, multiple of them. These other foreign countries, they don't have all of them on one team the way that USA does. But there are starting caliber and sort of fringe bench NBA players on basically every team that you're going to see at the Olympics. Wenyen Gabriel was there, JT Thor, names that, maybe not every NBA fan recognizes, but the more sadistic ones like yours truly can point out a lot of names on these foreign teams. So, there are guys that are that good. But hey, if we're being honest, it's just a bad look to be even this close. And you were getting crushed at halftime. And realistically, you really shouldn't be worried at all, because it was basically a classic case of maybe not caring at all, and then a little bit past halftime hit, and they sort of went, all right, we gotta turn it on now. And they looked pretty dominant the rest of the way. LeBron just refused to let this team lose. And you guys know I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, and I know Ross definitely isn't either. But that dude put on a show, and oh, hey, look at that. We've got a text that says just that. Michael on the F&B Bank text line, which is wide open, 785-899-2222. Michael says almost exactly what I just did. Not a big LeBron fan, but good God with a WD. GAWD. Good God, he showed up and didn't want to lose. He put the team on his back. Let's be frank. This whole squad is ridiculous. Steph Curry was good, and Edwards continues to be a very solid contributor. Joel Embiid continues to be Anthony Davis was great off the bench, had a double-double, but this was LeBron through and through, just sort of with the last hurrah here. He doesn't want to let this squad lose. 23 points, 6 and 6 in rebounds and assists. He was 10 of 14 from the field, and it just felt like in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter, when Team USA needed a bucket, it was give the ball to LeBron and get out of the way. And I'm not saying that this was 2011 LeBron where he just tied his left hand behind his back and closed his eyes and ended with 2 points at the rim, but he was working for his buckets and he was handing them out. So it shouldn't be a huge sweat, but it absolutely was a bad look to even be that close. And we both know, as Ross mentioned, it could have been a whole lot worse if they had found a way to lose in the final moments like it was looking like they might.
Well, Team USA, once again, my loser of the weekend with not great showings. Once again, it's they can probably turn it on and off with a switch when it comes to being actually really time to go. I mean, yesterday we saw France lose to Australia, and I don't know if I would have predicted that to happen. They lost by 1, despite Wemby playing very, very well, Victor Wembanyama. So, I don't know. It's not like it's the end of the world, but it is to me. If it would have been a game like against the Netherlands or something like that, a country that's been established for a while, all right, I get it. But a country that's just brand new,
it especially hurts that their country is literally in an active civil war as we speak right now, and of course as the game was being played, and they're giving you buckets out on the court. Important to be mentioned that it was an exhibition game. It wouldn't have, a loss wouldn't have knocked USA out or
no. But I mean, it'd still be on the record. It would have gone down as just the worst loss ever.
You're supposed to be the Avengers. It would have been one of the greatest upsets probably in basketball history. 43 point favorites.
No doubt.
Were USA.
1 by 1.
Crazy, right?
Rough. All right, there you go. On to your losers of the weekend.
Yeah, first, someone made a lot of money betting on South Sudan. I just know it. Or almost did. Was sweating it out. But my loser of the weekend, and I know that you gave winners to American golfers. I had 90% of big-name golfers were losers of the weekend, and I know that's sort of a generalization. But look at the field. Look at the scoring from this past weekend at Royal Troon. Obviously, it's an open, and so there's a lot of people at play. Like Ross mentioned, it's an any given Sunday type of thing where there's so many different guys that are capable of winning a Masters. Xander Schauffele, of course, at the top of the list because he's got 2 this year. But just looking up and down the world rankings and seeing 3 of the top 5 not even make the cut is pretty darn crazy. The world golf rankings right now has, of course, Scotty at number 1. He finished tied for 7th. Xander at number 2, he won. Rory McIlroy at number 3, he didn't make the cut. Wasn't particularly close. Ludwig Oberg at number 4 in the world rankings, didn't make the cut. Wasn't close. Wyndham Clark at number 5, didn't make the cut. Was maybe the furthest. He was third back from finishing dead last, period, was Wyndham Clark. I mean, my goodness, yeah, he shot a 78 and an 80 on Thursday and Friday. The number 5 golfer in the world. You keep going down the list. Colin Morikawa at number 6, finished tied for 17th. Bryson DeChambeau at number 9 with quotations because, of course, he doesn't get points for LIV. He'd probably be up in the top 3. He didn't make the cut either. It's pretty darn crazy to see what that Scottish Links golf, what Royal Troon can do to people, even the very, very, very best in the world. It's pretty darn ridiculous. And anyone who actually watched long stretches of this Open know those conditions were tough. The wind and the rain, especially Thursday and Sunday, it was really coming down out there. Tough conditions, but just wild, I think, to see that many of the biggest names in golf just get cut, not even make it to the weekend.
I think it's just it's kind of a shock to the system. I think it is for a lot of golfers. You're over here playing in North America, where a lot of the top golfers live and play year round. They play in the U.S. And it's just a different type of golf. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they try to emulate courses that are link style golf. You can actually drive out west here out into eastern Colorado. There's a golf course, I forget the name, but these courses are hard to get on, and you got to be kind of exclusive to do it. But that's kind of a link style golf in eastern Colorado. There's multiple of them up north of North Platte, Nebraska, that are these link style golf courses that try to emulate what it's like. Because here's the thing: there's multiple things that come in. The courses are. It's not like they're completely like in America where they kind of go down to the dirt and they form them the way they want. And the way golf was done over there is they just kind of mowed it short in some spots, put a green on it, and said, "There we go." And it's the best we can do. And to me, pot bunkers are hilarious. Like I'm guessing they just go there when they want to put a pot bunker and they just dig straight down. They just dig straight down, and there's sand, and then you hit it in a pot. I mean, that's the thing in the golf course. The balls just roll forever, and then they're kind of funneled like into these pot bunkers. So if you're anywhere near it, it's going to just automatically go in the pot bunker, and that's pretty much a stroke because you're going to try. There was a shot yesterday from the Tristan. What's his last name? He was the guy who was at the leader at the one point. He's from South Africa. He hit the ball into the pot bunker. He tried to pop it out. It hit the front lip and went over his head, and it landed behind him on the grass. I mean, it's guy, and once again, and he was more prepared because he plays over in Europe more times. That's why you see guys that are in the European tour have great success because they play in this type of golf more times than not. And that's why you see a lot of golfers that are the American golfers go over and play in the Scottish Open the weekend before. Yeah. Because they want to get used to the weather because it's colder. It's a heck of a lot windier. And those two things right there can affect anyway because most guys are practicing and playing every single day in Jupiter, Florida. Or in Houston, Texas. Those are in Texas or Florida is where those guys are living and playing a majority of the time. And they're just there because they can play year round there. And that's great. Some guys are in Arizona, I should say. I think John Rahm is. But I mean, you can play there all the time, and that's awesome. But it's just not the same when you go play there. And give a lot of credit to, the Open and how they make their courses very challenging, and that's what makes it fun. I don't like. I mean, 9 under is a great score for Schauffele. That's a great score for him. But I prefer seeing scores that are like you said, 5, 6, 7 under par rather than what is the typical 13 to 20 under par, because they figured that out. So, like I said, I give a lot of credit to the Open and stuff. It's entertaining golf. It is. And it's fun to see these guys struggle a little bit. But I think the biggest reason why they struggle, and in particular like the top players, they're just not used to it. And you need a little lady luck. You need to go over there and you need to catch the right weather. You need to, while guys are out there battling 30-mile-an-hour winds, you get the break and you get the afternoon session where the wind died down. Or maybe it rained in the afternoon, but you went out early and it wasn't raining. You caught a break. You need breaks. And that's why I'm not saying Xander Schauffele caught all the breaks, but he caught some of them on his way to a second major victory.
We talked about it. It might have been off the air last weekend, but who wants to watch some guy hit minus 30 and win a tournament? Come on now. I mean, it's fun to see they're the best in the world. Challenge them. Watch them struggle a little bit. It can be very entertaining.
It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. And it's okay that some of those guys didn't make the cut. And that's all right. There's going to be some bad weekends.
It's cool.
That's the way it's going to be.
Parity in the game.
Any more losers?
No.
All right. Let's get to our final break. We'll come back and finish things up with the leftovers here on a Monday on the Blitz.
Your livelihood is important to you. You work hard to succeed in your farming operation, crop, livestock, home, vehicles, and special needs. We have you covered. Discounts are available for new business, remodeling, hail-resistive roofing, multi-policy, and many more. Optional coverage endorsements as well for machinery ingestion and equipment breakdown. Umbrella coverage for additional coverage on your home, farm, and auto. See the girls at the insurance agency at 1020 Main in Goodland or call 785-899-5011.
Jason, why don't you speed?
You just think about it, you're literally getting 2 extra minutes.
Yeah, you don't really save time speeding.
We've seen people speed by us, right? And then you pull off, you get to the stoplight. Who are you right next to? That person that pulled off in front of you going 90 3 minutes earlier.
I like to make eye contact.
Why do we do that? I do that same thing.
Save yourself the embarrassment. Don't speed. A message from the Kansas Department of Transportation and your local law enforcement community.
Summertime is here, and so are your local Hoover Lumber Ace hardware stores with anything and almost everything you need for these warm days. Give your place a new look with Benjamin Moore paints. Keep your lawn looking its best with mowers, blowers, and trimmers from Craftsman, Toro, and Ego. And they still have that amazing selection of outdoor grills from Traeger and Weber, plus the popular flat-top Blackstone griddles. Find it all and much more at Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware with locations in Colby and Goodland. Open every day but Sunday.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
It's the Morning Blitz.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
Weekday mornings from 7 to 8 Mountain, 8 to 9 Central on 102.5 U Rock and the Rocking M app.
I want to give an apology out to some of our listeners. I always talk about hit us up on the FB Bank text line. I just realized that the text line was not working on my phone until right now. So we've been getting some texts the last few weeks that I did not know about, and I apologize for that. So,
I've been reading them off. Don't you worry.
Okay. Like I said, my phone has not been working on that. I'm going to get that fixed here during the next. I just add it to my list of things I need to get accomplished today. The list continues to grow, but that's all right. I won't be bored today.
I told you that I visited Lincoln this weekend, and Ross was drilling me on where I went, and I couldn't think of a darn name. So I did have to text my buddy who was a Lincoln resident.
Ramsey, what do you got, Ramsey?
Ramsey says we went to Barry's Brothers AJ Hooligans. I don't know if those are
Barry's. That would be a staple. That was a good one.
Good to know.
You didn't go drink Elk Creek waters. That's kind of disappointing. That's all right though. Especially since you're on O Street.
It did start raining.
That does not count.
Come on. There was a roof that we were on that
what
I
was,
took a picture of.
What was the restaurant you guys ate at again? What was it called?
No idea. I only asked him for the
bars.
That's what you asked for. So.
All right, that's fine. At least I'll give you credit for berries. I'll give you credit.
I'll get it for tomorrow's show. That's what you can. That's a teaser.
You
can tune in tomorrow.
What a tease! People are going to be drawn back in for that. Let me tell you.
Oh boy!
All right.
A 3-run walk-off home run, a game-winning walk-off
with a walk-off. His second walk-off hit of the season.
In walk-off fashion, that baby's go.
Well, the Big Ten does not do a preseason poll like the Big 12 or the SEC or any of the kind, but Cleveland.com, the Cleveland Plain Dealer, the newspaper there, does do the only preseason poll. Where do you think Michigan is picked to finish in the Cleveland Plain Dealer poll, Christian?
It is done by Cleveland, so fourth? I would think third, but maybe
ding,
fourth.
Ding, 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 ding. Winner! Fourth is correct. Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Michigan. Followed by Iowa, USC, Wisconsin at 7, Nebraska coming in at 8th for my fellow Husker fans.
How do we feel about that?
It's fine. Don't care. Perfectly fine. I don't need expectations. Just give me wins, baby. Perfectly works good enough for me. That's perfectly fine. But there you go. The preseason polls out. Media days for the Big Ten gets going later this week. ACC media days are coming up here. It's starting today over in, I think it's in Charlotte, North Carolina, I think is where that is. Anyway, I thought it was hilarious. They were showing some pictures of the setup, and there are these banners. The SEC says it's like it just means more. They got those slogans, and on the ACC it was best non-conference schedule of any conference. What are you trying to sell? You have the toughest non-conference schedule of anybody? Well, that's not really good. Or the conference of quarterbacks. Can you name me one? Not really. I could, but I know most people probably can't. Anyway, there you go. Fun show this Monday. If you missed it, check out the podcast anywhere you get your podcast. For Christian, I'm Ross. We're back again tomorrow.